Alright everyone, I want to welcome you back here to the Cult of Larry Draft League. This is our recap content. We're heading into week 6 here. I'm Dr. Geo, and with me is not our normal, but who?
Hysterically, filling in for P. McGee.
Maybe a little less filling in and more just, you're a member of the team
Hostile
too.
takeover for P.
Yeah,
McGee.
there it is. A hostile takeover. I love it. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit. So we're going to be covering all the happenings in the league this week. We're going to be covering every match. We'll have a few special featured matches where we'll take a little bit of a deeper dive in. Then we'll take a look at the standings, top mons in the league, and we'll be able to go from there. So without further ado, let's just kind of jump right in. So to start things off this week, we have the Dutchland Dracos, coached by Martin, going up against someone new who just took over the team for this week. Oops, All Whoopers, coached by Kelpo, which, can we take a moment to appreciate this logo? Like, this...
It is probably my favorite in all of Initiate, including my own very shitty logo.
This is amazing. Like, I can't get over it. I like Shark's suggestion, that, like, oops, all chocolate whoopers for the new one.
Yeah, or like, even if it's just like mixed in, because like in the Oops All Berries, there's like blue, green, red.
Yeah, it's it's perfect. Anywho, they took over the team. They're gonna be joining us for the last couple of weeks. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look, see what they brought. Here on Martin's team, we have the Heatran, the Keldeo, the Nidoking, Empoleon, Tapu Koko, and Zygarde. You want to
Oops All
introduce
Whoopers,
couples
brings Blissey, Buzzwole, Victini, Dragapult, Enamorus, and Slowbro.
So right off the bat, I'm looking at this matchup here, and you know what I see? I see, like, it's up to Slowbro here to, like, slow the Zygarde down, or else, Buzzwole actually does a really good job too. I kind of forgot about Buzzwole for a second. I don't think Zygarde can do anything to Buzzwole other than a toxic set. Like,
has the ground resist and then
infinity defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Both of these teams are honestly kind of terrifying.
The Heatran Keldeo Koko is, like, really nice. Like, I mean, they doubled up on steel types with, like, the Empoleon Heatran, but, like, that's okay. That's an okay type if you're gonna double up on for the matchup. Dragapult is a little scary. You don't have the big, like, darker normal type to really stop, like a Specs Shadow Ball set could do really well here. I forget what else is on the, like, bench this week for Martin, so, like, maybe there's something there to kind of stop a set like that. But, like, so it's up to Empoleon to really check the Pult. And Empoleon actually does pretty well here too. Like, Zygarde will hold back Victini, except for if it has Glaciate. But, you know, nothing switches into Nidoking here. Like, a mixed Nidoking set just kind of demolishes all of these mons. Poison Jab can Oko Blissey. Fun fact.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really handle Buzzwole, really, I guess.
Like, yeah. Sludge Wave or Flamethrower. Like,
Flamethrower, yeah,
like if
probably
you,
the best bet.
like, you could run T-Bolt, Flamethrower, Earth Power, Poison Jab, and, like, you're gonna wreck whatever comes in. Like, nothing here wants to really take a Poison Jab except for Buzzwole. Like, Slowbro can, but, like, if you have T-Bolt in the back, it's gone.
It's not gonna take both.
Koko, you know, Blissey does a decent enough job. It's a little bit of, like this matchup just kind of becomes, how do you get your offensive pieces in? Because, like, if we switch it up, like, Victini kind of can go a little unchecked. Like, Heatran, I guess, is your best bet with Flash Fire, better than the Zygarde. But, like, so you, like, just U-turn instead, get Slowbro in. Keldeo has a tough time getting through Slowbro. You know, they actually check each other pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's check out. Let's see what happens. And it's a 5-0 for Oops All Whoopers.
And Dragapult just goes in.
It was a really cool Dragapult set, actually. Do you remember it?
I do not, off the top of my head.
Okay, this was a D-Dance Pult that had Phantom Force, Dragon Darts, and the last move was Last Resort.
Okay.
So it's just smacking things with this huge normal type move. Empoleon went down a little early. I think it was just kind of like setting up rocks and doing some other things, and then it just... I don't remember what exactly took it down, if it was the Phantom Force.
That got the only kill, so...
But,
looks like it was the last thing that Dragapult took out.
Dragapult didn't finish the match, Buzzwole did. Unless this was a Toxic, but in any case, it was a really cool Dragapult set. And yeah, once Dragapult was set up like with 2D dances, Shadow Ball would have been pretty free, but like, so Phantom Force is just like almost the physical equivalent of it. It's Fly, but for ghosts.
Right. So like, but like, not really any good checks to it either.
Yeah. So, like, well done for both teams, and it's good showing for Kelpo coming out in the league strong. And it was a good try by Martin too. He's making really good strides and developing as a player. All right, let's jump to our next match. Here we have the Portland Pincers, coached by Jeg. Sorry, I'm noticing the music. Chemical Plant, like, big favorite of mine from Sonic 2. Anywho, you gotta stop on the
most of the league on that.
What, you all didn't play on the Sega Genesis back in the day?
I still have a Sega. Well, my sister has it, but it still works.
Hey, that's nice. You love to hear it. Okay, we'll get back into the action. So here we have the Portland Pincers, coached by Jeg, going up against Hopes Peaks Deoxys, coached by Josh. Let's see what they brought. Here on Jeg's side, we have the Corviknight, Gligar, Urshifu, Single Strike, Mega Ampharos, Gengar, and Volcarona.
And for the Hopes Peak Deoxys, we have Latios, Steelix, Porygon 2, Mandibuzz, Galarian Weezing, and Magmortar.
Alright. So, this is a pretty defensive team from Josh, like between the Steelix, Weezing, and Mandibuzz, and Porygon.
And Porygon too.
Like, Magmortar can output damage, but it needs like Specs or a Band to really do so. It can go either way. It's got that Gen 1 move pool, so it can hit things.
And then you have obviously Latios, who can hit things, but nothing else really.
Latios,
bringing like D-Dance Steelix.
Even then, like, D-Dance Steelix probably takes like 2 D-Dances to get going, because there's a good chance one D-Dance isn't going to outspeed Volcarona, and Volcarona is always going to KO it.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not always, but like 90% of the time. So like, Volcarona's a big threat here.
Like, Gligar can just like sit in front of a Steelix too.
Yeah. Like, Porygon 2 can stop most Volcarona sets. But like, Porygon and Mandibuzz are on like Gengar Volcarona duty. Weezing needs to stop Urshifu, so you can expect Urshifu to be packing like Iron Head, and that can be a good chance to get Magmortar in to get the Flame Body burn. But like, if you get the Mega Ampharos in, that can just, as long as the Focus Blast hits, it can do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Like to the Steelix, and if not, you can just like Volt Switch around. So, or you can drop the. It gets Draco, I think. Draco could do a lot. So you don't want to switch Weezing in; it just
and you're not
dies.
really punished by its like low speed on this, because there's only like one Mon with decent speed on Joshua's side.
Yeah. So let's see what happened here. So, this is what we call a close finish. It's a 1-0, and Josh is able to just take it out. And I think what happened here was like Ampharos, its one kill I think was on the Wheezing. Maybe not, because I think that was, I'm thinking of a match a week ago where it was Volt switching around, but like Wheezing has 3 KOs here. Maybe that's like a toxic spike. It's a pretty offensive set. Yeah, it was an offensive Wheezing Galar, because I think I remember talking in the post-game chat about how good like offensive Wheezing is.
Yeah, I think I remember that as well. But Jet gets some redemption for his bad loss last week from the Fling Comfey. So he's back in the win column.
Yeah,
and like just... old faithful or Shifu coming through, surviving at the end.
If anything, like this looks like it could have just been a tough week for Josh, bringing one mainly offensive mon. Like Wheezing, even if you run it offensive, it still only has 85 special attack, so it can be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, moving on to the next match. This is your match. So Northern Pokemon, coached by Mike, going up against your Delaware Dodrios, coached by you. So here on Mike's side, we have the Mew, Alolan Muck, Celesteela, Darmanitan, Clefairy, and Swellow. You want to introduce your team?
On my side, we have the OG Porygon making its return, Mega Gallade, Lantern, Gliscor, Sylveon, and Greninja.
Do you want to give any insights to what some of your game plans were?
So I was terrified of Kommo-o.
Good.
It didn't come. I was terrified of Mega Blastoise. It didn't come.
Good.
So I was expecting the Celesteela lead, and I want to say he came out with Swellow or something like that.
Swellow's a pretty common lead, especially you don't have any like...
No, my flying type answer is Lantern, and that's not amazing.
Yeah, because like Boom Burst is just gonna wreck you.
Right. And then like, Celesteela gets EQ. It could be like weakness policy, EQ, and then I'm dead.
Yeah, it automizes procs and everything just dies. No,
yeah,
so
definitely lives a Thunderbolt.
So
yeah, Steel is definitely a problem for this team.
Mew can always be a problem for every team depending on the set.
Because it can literally do anything.
Yeah. Luckily, Muck doesn't have any like good things to trap here. Like,
no.
Gliscor always comes in for free on Muck. Well, not for free. It does have Ice Punch, so it's never free.
Yeah, and like a lot of times Alola Muck seems to be like a knockoff machine, and Gliscor doesn't mind the knockoff as much.
Only after the toxic
already
orb.
Toxic.
Yeah, once that procs, then it's pretty free to come in. You just have to watch the Ice Punch switch in, or if you're not attack invested, your Earthquake may not KO Muck, so you gotta just watch out there. Darmanitan can do some damage to your team though, like
yeah, Lantern checks it okay, I think, and then obviously Gliscor can hit it pretty hard back. But
Rocks is probably your best bet to like if you can
get
and keep Rocks up, because like this team doesn't really remove Rocks and it kind of hates them.
I agree.
So like, all right, let's take a look. You're able to take this 2-0. This was kind of a... Were you able to get Rocks up this match?
Yeah, I did get Rocks up at one point, and neither Darmanitan nor Swellow had boots, so that helped out a lot on those two.
Yeah, okay, I remember... I think the match just looks a little bit closer, because the Darmanitan self-killed itself on the Sylveon.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you were in a really good position, like, you were kind of trading around... the Sylveon
was the Clefairy really early.
Yeah, you were able to knock the Clefairy real early, which then meant like your close combats were doing from Gallade were doing like 40%, and so with Rocks up, that's really hard for it to switch into.
Yeah, I think it switched in twice. The first time it got knocked off, the second time it died.
You were able to get Sylveon in safely against the Swellow a few times, because Swellow, even with specs, isn't gonna just OHKO the Sylveon. But you're able to do a lot of damage with a Hyper Voice. And then eventually, I think you were Scarf Greninja, right?
Yes, so came in with the Scald at the end and cleaned up with Torrent.
Yeah, that's right. Mew was Dazzling Gleam, so it didn't set up, so I mean it would have died to Mega Gallade even if it like crits there, but...
it was actually Scarfed, so I believe Mega Gallade would have died.
Oh, it was Scarf.
Yeah, it was Scarf, Dazzling Gleam,
Scarf
and Mega
Mew.
Glade was coming in with like 25%, and then they had rocks up too, so coming in at
Oh,
like
no,
19 or
it's a
whatever it
fighting
ended up
type.
being.
Rocks don't matter.
I mean, it's still coming in less than 25.
Yeah. Okay, no, I if it was Scarf, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, we
So
had the
way to
the
go,
Scarf battle
Torrent.
at the end with the regular
Alright,
Greninja
that
coming
makes a
through.
lot of sense then why Mike didn't, because Mew like didn't touch the field at all until the end of the game. And
Yeah, that's
if
like
it was Scarf, that makes a lot more sense. A
I
little
made sure to
weird.
like switch in Greninja as late as possible for kind of the same reason, because I like could have came in and revenged Swellow like 2 or 3 times, but I didn't want to reveal Scarf until the end,
No,
and it worked
that's
out.
fair.
But he happened to be Scarf too. I should have switched to Gallade probably, and then switched to Dark Pulse, but it ended up working out. So
Uh,
because
no, I think the play's okay. Like, maybe when you look at it, you see because they haven't touched the Mew, you can kind of infer that it's either some type of like D-Dance setup or Scarf. Like, it's a sweeper variety since, or even like I remember watching it and I was thinking, well, this looks like a CP Mew, and like at that point, like yeah, game's kind of done, you know.
right.
Um, but it wasn't. So, but like you kind of have to guess what kind of setup it's gonna be. So
Yeah,
like
if it
in
was
your
like weakness policy Cosmic Power, and I went in Gallade and hit knockoff, I was screwed.
yeah, so like it was a little bit of, I'm gonna just say 50-50 because like it just depended on whatever the Muse set was at that time coming in. Um, but like
But it did
it
end
was
up working out.
yeah, it worked out well for you. I don't think this was a setup Steela, which I think was to your benefit.
Yeah, I do not believe it was. It had like
And
rocks,
it
leech seed.
pretty early. It missed an early leech seed and it took a big volt switch from Lantern.
Yeah, like it
So
missed leech seed, went for leech seed again. I volt switched out, so it like instead of getting that chunk of recovery, it just lost like 40%.
yeah, so it was well done. It was a fun match. I really enjoy it. Um,
Me too, mostly because I won.
Next up is the Moody Marshadow, coached by Bloop, going up against the Miami Mantines, coached by Old Man Jinzens. This match hasn't happened yet. It, oh, I'm not going to talk about it. It may still happen this week while we're recording or not. It hasn't been decided yet. There's some information in the Discord if you really care. It's not drama or anything. It's just related to some recent weather events. Or potentially, we think. Alright, next up. Oh, this is our featured match between HXRT and GDP. It's my favorite match of the whole week, so
It was interesting for sure.
we'll get to it in a minute. We got two more we got to get through. Oh, this is another match that was delayed. They have an extension, so we'll see if they can actually play it. But so missing out on two, but this one will be probably played. Shark's pretty reliable.
He's a
All right.
CLDL vet.
Last and certainly not least, we have the Minnesota Mamoswine, coached by Omnic, going up against the Eccleshall Entei, coached by Farmer Fox. Let's see what we have here. Here on Omnic's side, we have the Melmetal, Serena, Zeraora, Vaporeon, Mega Diancie, and Rotom Heat.
On the Eccleshall Entei side, we have the Blastoise, Mega Lopunny, Landorus, Weavile, Regieleki, and Entei.
So this is a interesting bring from Farmer Fox. Like Regieleki into Zeraora is kind of cool to me because like the Volt Absorb Zeraora, but like Regieleki can explode on it. That's kind of fun. I don't know if it's any good.
Yeah, I don't know, because then you can always like go Melmetal and take an explosion, and it does like 11.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends if they're expecting it or not, or you just double immediately into Landorus and you get a free Earth Power on anything here.
True.
Which I mean, I guess you're not hitting the Rotom Heat, but like Serena doesn't want to take a Earth Power, and if you can scout the item, like switching ends bad. because then, like, if it's not Scarf, then it just dies to whatever the follow-up move is, like Sludge Wave or whatever. Now the Melmetal looks like a bit of a problem if you can't get Landorus in front of it. Landorus can't switch into Melmetal, like, but like Mega Lopunny is gonna struggle with it. Weavile struggles with it.
Yeah, it's like things that can hit it, but then they're not going to kill because they're all physical, and then they're going to take like a huge chunk from like a double Iron Bash.
Yeah,
Like
like
Entei
Lop and
looks
Weavile
okay.
die. Entei, like, Entei's fine trading with the Melmetal. Like, you can just go for Sacred Fire, and if you get the burn, then I think
then it looks a lot better.
Yeah, I think you're only going to take like 40-ish then from the Earthquake if you get the burn. And you're totally okay with that. And Sacred Fire probably 2 KOs with the band. Or no, with the bandit guarantee. May even OHKO depending on the spread. But then like you're running into Vaporeon and Rotom Heat problems too. So like it's not impossible to get through it.
Too, though.
Yeah. Entei does pretty decent. Like if you're running a band this week, just pack Toxic so like you can get the Vaporeon switch in. Be a little careful of it with the Mecha Deontay if after Megas, but like we haven't even talked about the Mega Deontay. It looks pretty baller this week. The only thing it's not a super big fan of is the Regieleki, because it can do enough damage like with the specs to kind of put it out. But like you can almost imagine like Mega Deontay gets a Rock Polish up. It's faster than Regieleki, and like it can go ham on this team. So
yeah,
like oof.
Like just like normal coverage moves. Like it's normal set like Rock Polish, Diamond Storm, Moonblast, Earth Power. It just takes on like pretty much everything.
And if Blastoise, like you only need Blastoise probably down to like 40 to 50% if you figure out its spread. And it's for the Melmetal, it's probably physically defensive. If it
right, and then you also have like a Zeraora and Rotom Heat sitting right there to like chip it down, and a Serena. Like, and it's almost like Omnic came in and was like, Blastoise is a problem for DNC. Let me bring 3 answers to it, and then DNC just cleans up.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Not that.
I know. So it's a 1-0 for Omnic. This was a weird start for Farmer, where Regieleki booms right off in the beginning. I want to say it like was on the Vaporeon or something. He Toxics something. I want to say the Blastoise Toxics itself off the Mega Deontay, so it goes down pretty quickly, and it's like at that point, he's down, and they start playing like the trade game. Like Mega Lopunny comes in, gets a kill, but it gets Toxic, and then eventually it just takes too much damage. But the match was closer than it needed to be. I'm pretty sure Serena missed a Power Whip and then got KO'd in return.
Yeah, Omnic won this match with less KOs.
There's some self-killing here with the
right. That's what I mean. Like between the explosion and like the possible Magic Bounce Toxic, like it's kind of like
I need to check that one. Because it is a Magic Bounce Toxic. I need to check it because it may be that it got credit.
It may count as like a passive for DNC.
Yeah, I don't know. It should, like, if it's a Magic Bounce and then the Toxic is what kills it, it should be credit for. So yeah, it was a cool match though. So well done.
Yeah, I think Omnic had a pretty good matchup and kind of took advantage.
All right, so we're gonna pop into our featured match for the week. This is the match between HXRT and GDP. So here on HXRT's side, we have the Swampert, the Starmie, Kyurem. This is just a regular Scizor, I believe.
It might be Mega. No, I have regular Scizor, so yeah, this is definitely Mega.
Okay, I'm glad you remember. Okay, so Mega Scizor, Tangrowth, and Misdreavus, right? It's either that or the Mismagius.
Nope, that is the big adult one. And then on GDP's side, we have Infernape, Tapu Fini, Venusaur, Mega, I believe, Registeel, Landorus Therian, and Larry, the Pikuniku.
and Larry. Okay, so this is a kind of a neat matchup. This looks like super defensive from HXRT, except for the Kyurem, but like
Oh, you got
Kyurem has
Starmie there too.
Oh, true. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of like Gen 4 OU content recently, and Starmie's like a bulky spinner down there. So like, you know, it's whatever. That has nothing to do with how Starmie functions in draft. If it's like like Earth Power Freeze Dries, all this Kyurem needs to like go ham.
It has a really good matchup.
Like you could do a sub. It seems pretty nice. Okay, but we're
Venusaur's gonna live a couple, but overall, I think.
Oh yeah, it's Mega Venusaur. Okay, so maybe it's not 100% free, but okay, let's get into it. We're gonna play it at normal speed, and it'll be on go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it is a Kyurem lead up against Landorus Therian.
Not a great start for her GDP with the worst possible lead matchup.
That's a choice for a switch. There you go. The going into Larry has to be a misclick. Like I think your switch here is always yeah, Registeel. At least until Venusaur is Mega Evolved.
He gets there eventually.
Yeah. So Misdreavus comes in. We've traded rocks for a knockoff. Willow, okay. Larry probably goes for the recover here. Mean look. Okay, so
yeah.
And Paris, there it is.
Poor Larry.
Okay.
Never stood a chance.
Wikamuki's also using this curse set, which I don't think is very good.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was gonna try and do there.
Well, he's been running this a lot, and like I get it, it boosts your defense, but like, honestly, who cares? Like in this match, it doesn't matter because you have no attacking moves. Like, okay, yeah, you're toxic, but that was a few turns too late because yeah, the Misdreavus is gonna switch out. And see you later, Larry. So that's a really cool set, like to catch some of these defensive mons, because I bet it would work on the. Oh no, it absolutely would work on the Registeel because that's what HXRT initially switched it into.
Because so far, what have we seen on Registeel? We've seen Toxic Stealth Rock, Seismic Toss. It's already toxic, then it can't Seismic Toss it.
Yeah.
So Misdreavus is just gonna sit there.
Yeah. So Mega Venusaur comes in on Tangrowth because it doesn't care. Sludge Bomb. Ooh, this has got to be AV Tangrowth. I think. I wanted to see the Acid Spray because then that could have forced that out, like the -2.
Mm-hmm.
I need to remember Tangrowth gets Acid Spray for. It's good to know.
I feel like Acid Spray is just an underutilized move in general.
Probably. Alright, the Misdreavus is in. Mean look.
Swaps out.
Probably wasn't expecting that, but like that a pretty big miss there for Toxic. Alright, here comes a U-turn. Huh, or not. Get rocks up. I think he should just be clicking rocks here, because he's just going to roost. And you'll never get them off. So... Oh, okay, he just goes for the knockoff. And loses the weakness policy. That may be a big deal.
Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty safe play, because I think Registeel took 9.
Alright, so Tangrowth down. That's oh, Mirror Coat. Okay, so that actually is like a really nice slack off then with the Mirror Coat. I don't think 2 is enough, especially if it's like a Rindoberry Swampert, because I'm guessing he has Grass Knot. Oh, never mind. I'm not sure Focus Blast KOs from full. Maybe at +2. Definitely at the +4 it would have been with the weakness policy. Oh, Misdreavus, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, okay. this set's atrocious.
just gonna sit on the field forever.
And it can't do anything. Oh, I forgot to mean look. Oops.
Yeah,
All right.
went prepare sung prior to mean look and then rested and couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Alright, so knockoff should KO. Alright, at this point it's just kind of clean up. Yeah, Misdreavus I think can handle this from one. You mean look right away.
Just gotta get the wake up, which I think is guaranteed.
Next turn,
right?
next turn, yeah. So Pear Song first, I think, at this point. Yeah. Because then it can't sweep your team. Because you're not going to die to one hit. Oh, Eviolite boosts. Eviolite boosts. It's not fair.
The Feeny Tapu from GDP, not quite enough to take it out, and goes down to a Pear Song on this turn.
Man, look at that scissor take 40% from a stored power.
+3, I think, as well.
Yeah.
No, now the good Kira matchup we were talking about in the pregame.
Oh, okay. This is specs. Look at all that damage.
To a thick, fat Venus.
Yeah, that's specs.
And
All
then-
right, so yeah,
yeah.
Stone Edge can explosion. All right.
GDP going for the differential, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I respect the play. That was a really sick Misdreavus set. I would have never come up with a set like that.
No, I don't think. I mean, I have limited experience, but I don't think I've ever seen someone use Pear Song in a draft battle.
So, Pear Song is used quite often. It's one of the two sets. Like, you either have physical attacking Azumarill or Pear Song. It's the other big one, like Whirlpool Pear Song.
Yep, I don't think I've ever seen that. So.
Yeah, you have to prep for it. Next time you're up against an Azumarill, just remember it before.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played an Azumarill.
Huh? It's pretty good. It can belly
I've
drum.
only been around for about a year though, so.
Yeah, it can belly drum, band, or Pear Song. Those are the three big ones. I mean, you can get a little creative with it. But anywho, really well done. It was a cool set. I'm glad this was the featured match. We're gonna pop over to our standings here for carry. So here we have, standing at the top, despite the one loss, we have Mike CW. Sharks very close behind at 4-1, but way behind in terms of differential. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of congestion here. We were talking about this before we started recording. Like, so if we
3
count
through 10 are separated by 1 game.
Yeah, and the diffs aren't all that far apart either.
+8 to -4. That's like 160 each way, and they're already flipped.
Yeah, so wow. I that's really cool to see. Martin's still searching for his first win, but you know, I think we'll get it before the end of the season. A few games still need to be, or just one game needs to be played.
Yep.
I think the Jin's game, I just marked it down as a tentative. It may still get played this week's Old Man Jin's game. But alright, let's take a look at these kill leaders here. I don't think there's any been big shakeups since last time. Entei falls out of the top 10 just because Volcarona was drafted on a team that has a higher draft position than it.
My scissor fell out of the top 10 as well, but it did not come this week. So
yeah. So Spectre or Gengar's still at the top. And then Zeraora's at 9, so like it's a 3-way tie basically for MVP. Mega Lop's real close.
That's with Spectre has 1 less game too, so it could take a lead once that game gets played.
That's true. Ursaluna's chilling. A lot of mods at 6. Nothing too crazy living up there anymore.
It seems like a lot of people have like real balanced teams. There's not one mod just like
not like Master, which we'll see in a little while. Alright, so there's your standings and your kill leaders for Initiate. We're gonna move on into Gary. some would say is the best background. I would say that.
I like Gary. I like the Super Soaker, personally. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gary's the best background.
I said Carry, not Gary.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm slightly biased being in the division, though.
Okay, so... Sorry. There we go. The browser window froze up on me for a second. I got that spinning wheel of Chrome, you know?
Oh yeah, modern technology at its finest.
Yeah. All right, so for this first match here, we have the District Armanitans, coached by Iris, going up against the Midwestern Moltres, coached by Pro Shuriken. So we gotta pick up the pace just a little bit, so we're gonna jump right into it. Here on Iris' side, we have a Mamoswine, a Sylveon, Hydreigon, Slowking Galar, Megalopunny, and Aegislash.
And on the Midwestern Moltres side, we have Infernape, Vaporeon, Hisuian Gudra, Mew, Landorus Therian, and Rotom Mow.
This is a real interesting game to bring Rotom Mow, because I'm looking at the matchup here. Maybe there's something in the back for Iris, like... No, that was last season. I don't know what Iris could have in the back, but like Rotom Mow just doesn't do anything at all this game.
No. It doesn't appreciate a Mystical Fire from Sylveon.
It doesn't even appreciate Hyper Voice.
Well, I was just thinking with this
yeah,
attack drop.
The drop. So like Rotom Mow
Swine destroys it. Slowking does not, or does, like, it just sits there and chunks it.
Like I hope you have like Nasty Plot, like Discharge, like just click it and hope for the best. Hydreigon resists anything you could want to do. So maybe you get some. I don't know. It isn't super free. Like it's faster than Mamoswine. So, anywho, so ignoring the Rotom Mow, Hydreigon looks pretty cool here. Hisuian Gudra can come in pretty easily.
Infernape
like 2 or 3
pretty
times.
Alright as well.
Infernape's real good. Like you turn about, like if it's Scarf, it can beat the Mega Lopunny. If it's Scarf though, it gets really hard to beat Aegislash. I don't remember where the calcs stand on it, but like Slowking Galar may be able to resist a Scarf set. So you need to be running. Well, you're probably running Earthquake anyway for Aegislash, but like you are definitely physically defensive here. So Infernape's a really nice win con.
Yeah. It's so weird because like half the team is weak to fighting, half the team is resist fighting.
Oh yeah, so it's tough. Vaporeon's gonna be a nice Hydreigon switch in, to a certain extent. Slowking Galar, but Hisuian Gudra can kind of handle the Slowking as well.
Yeah,
like, comes in, you know. There's different ways you can take it down. Sylveon doesn't really want to switch in. He's been really liking the Acid Spray Sludge Bomb Pro, so like Sylveon very much can't switch into Hisuian Gudra. And then Mew can do whatever it wants. Free rocks from Lando. Unfortunately, Lando can't intimidate the Lopunny anymore because they changed how Scrappy works, so that used to be a really nice switch in for it. But okay, let's see what happened here. And Iris is able to take this 4-0, and it's just the Lopunny show. And that kind of makes sense. We didn't talk about it, but like what here?
Yeah,
really?
Infernape's not scarfed. Like it doesn't really.
Yeah, it can't do anything. Like this is a NatDex Legacy League, so Return just kind of eats this team alive. Like your one resist
probably can't take 2.
Yeah, your one resist Gudra can't take the follow on close combat. So
I even think they were running high jump kick.
That's, I mean, more power to you if you're brave enough to run high jump kick.
Oh yeah, I'm always terrified.
Does more damage, but not that much more. So, but well done by Iris. It was a good win.
Yeah.
Gonna move on to the next one. This is our featured match. It's another new face from Crimfinity. I forgot the F when I was typing it in. That's okay. So it's Rock vs Crimfinity. Crimfinity played in our off-season league, so it's like not really a new face, but
new to this season.
Yes. So we're gonna move on to. Oh, this one's disappointing. This is
I feel like that's an understatement.
It's -6 because this is a double forfeit. Although I kind of like how the screen looks when like the 6 vs 6, like with it being gray and then the green Larrys. That's kind of cool.
But it's just a tribute to our Lord and Savior Larry.
Neither team tried to schedule, so unfortunately this means we're gonna have to leave Zardes behind. He has already been replaced. The team has been taken by Not Caden. So we'll see what they're able to do with it. Edster didn't try and schedule either, but they responded later that it was their fault. So like we're all good there. They've already scheduled.
They realized at like 2 a.m. or something like that, and they're like, "Well, it's too late now."
Yeah. So, but I believe they've already scheduled for this week, so like it's all good. So yeah, I figured out a way. There is a way in our doc to do a double forfeit loss for both of them, so that's fun. We're gonna move on to the next. Alright, here we have the Denton Zoroarks, coached by Spirit Union, going up against the St. Louis Shroomish, coached by the Helix Fossil. So here on Denton Zoroark's side, we have the Garchomp, the Weezinglar, Starmie, Mega Charizard Y, Corviknight, and Decidueye.
And on the St. Louis Shroomish side, we have Landorus, Heatran, Zeraora, Sneasler, Blissey, and Delmise.
Lando.
Garchomp looks good here too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Garchomp's really kind of fun. You can get away with. I don't know what the Sneasler calcs are, and it doesn't have the triple axle, thank God. But like Garchomp looks. If you can get the Delmise down, then you could do a really nice Garchomp set with Aqua Tail, Earthquakes, Scale Shot. Just because the Aqua Tail will guarantee the KO on Landers, Scale Shot, even at +2, doesn't guarantee it, and you will probably die in return. Corviknight can wall Landorus as long as it's not Gravity. If it's a Gravity Lando, you're in trouble. Lando, I don't know. I don't think other than Knockoff has anything to really hit Decidueye, so maybe you do a Decidueye to hold it back, or you just get in front of it and kill it.
Yeah. Starmie Ice Beam.
Yeah, I mean Hydro Pump's probably better. The Starmie has Psyshock, right?
I'm not even sure.
I think it has Psyshock. I think it has both. It's like Gen 1, so I'm not 100% sure. But I bet it does.
Starmie's matchup isn't bad either.
Starmie's is pretty good. Like Zeraora doesn't want to switch into one of the big moves.
Like its dual stabs take on
as long as it has Psyshock. If it only has Psychic, which I gotta look now. Starmie. Yeah, it has Psyshock. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, with Psyshock, it can take on the Blissey.
It can handle Blissey, yeah. And then Sneasler, water move for Landorus, Heatran, and then I guess you can still pack a nice move for Delmise.
Yeah, so and then flip turn. So there you 3 stab and flip. Yeah. Or, so Megazord Y kind of goes ham here too. You could almost get away. I'm just kind of looking at this here. You could almost get away with Earthquake, like the vaunted belly drum set. Earthquake. Maybe you can't get away with it because does Fire Punch KO the Landorus? You don't want to use Flare Blitz, so it's Fire Blitz or Flare Blitz or Fire. I don't know. In any case, it's a fun set. Maybe it's bad, but between the Heatran and the Blissey, I don't think your special set's getting anywhere. Like,
No.
so let's see what happened here. It's looking really good for Helix Fossil. I think he just has the right breakers, and like Starmie has a good matchup. Garchomp does, but like if the Garchomp set isn't molded just right, it'll struggle. And yeah, Delmice and Plissy are the last Mon standing. Chomp gets 2 KOs. There's a KO missing. I can't remember why.
I watched this one too, and I don't remember either.
Could be a Rocky Helmet kill or something. Or maybe it was the Flare Blitz self KO on the Megazard Y, because I think this was a physical Megazard Y. Remarkably enough, because I think I remember seeing it Flame Charge. Or maybe that was like last week. In any case, really well done by Helix Fossil. It was a fun match. I had fun watching it. I did catch it live.
Kept his balls around long enough to take him out at the end.
Alright, so here for our next match, we have the Kansas City Cleavers, coached by Egotistical Elekid, going up against the Phoenix Solgaleos, coached by DD12345. Alright, so let's see what we brought. Here on Elekid's side, we have the Florges, the Latios, the Zygarde, Melmetal, Tapu Lele, and Celesteela. So, he left Pinsir at home. Thank goodness.
And on the Phoenix Solgaleo side, we have Spectrier, Excadrill, Mega Gallade, Lycanroc Dusk, Zapdos, and Zoroark.
Okay, Zoroark's kind of fun here if you can like catch something by surprise, because like yeah, I like the Zoroark. That's cool. You need to like guess right off the bat, because it can KO most of these things, or at least put such a dent in them. Like assuming the Focus Blast hits like the Melmetal, it can put such a dent into them. Life gets really tough, and like, and you know, Elekid's team is this weird, bulky monstrosity that doesn't pivot at all. So like, to get Mons in, it's always hard switching, or it's the KO'd momentum. Like, you know, every time a Mon dies, it's just free momentum. Always remember that, kids. Like, you don't need U-turn, you just need your Mon to die.
I mean, if you're taking one with you, that works out. You just
it can work.
The last matchup just has to be favorable. Zygarde has a really good matchup here too.
Zygarde does.
Like obviously Mega Gallade can run like triple axle.
Kind of needs to.
Yeah, but
you know, you get like 2 D-Dances set up, and you may just be able to run the Gambit. Now on the other side, like Spectrier looks really strong. Obviously, setup Celesteela looks really strong too. Cause like if you're playing like, and you switch into the Automize, yikes! Air Slash takes out the Gallade. It can do the Meteor Beam for Zapdos, Lycanroc Dusk. Like, so that's really a tough proposition. I think these teams actually have a lot of offense that just kind of like stares each other down. Like, what here switches into Latios? Something's gonna die to like a Specs Draco. Excadrill. Ugh.
Yeah, like your Steel type is Excadrill here. Not loving the matchup there.
Okay, and Elekid's able to take it. 3 KOs to the Melmetal. Yeah, things probably just, the Zoroark didn't pay off, because like when you're, I think in a matchup like this with Zoroark, you need to get it in early and often, and just try and get a big KO or a big kill and use that. Like you're gonna get taken out, but like,
yeah, I think he switched it in and it took like 80% immediately.
Yeah, it was something like that. But like in a matchup like this, and it's hard to lead it, because you kind of have to expect it to lead in the opening, but like, no, so you lead Zoroark, and like you catch the Latios, or you even catch, if you catch the Florges like turn 1, or the Lele, whatever, you know, then all of a sudden this game's like opens up real wide, and it's probably going to be a 2-0 or something. You're going to just end up trading KOs just by the very nature of like how bulky Elekid's team is, that something's gonna come in. It may take big damage, but like you'll die, and then something else will come in. You'll revenge. You'll die. Yada yada, so on and so forth.
Cycle repeats.
Yeah, but so I think it's just Zoroark's a hard mod to use. I don't like it. It's too hard.
Yeah, I don't even have any intentions of trying it at my current skill level.
Alright, so this next match is the Vancouver Pavilions, coached by Sol, going up against the Chelsea Chestnuts, coached by Waka. Let's see what we got here. We have the Mega Diancie, this is for Sol, the Mega Diancie, Blastoise, Victini, Ferrothorn, Zapdos Galar, and Porygon 2.
And on the Chelsea Chestnut side, you have the Tornadus Therian, Mega Aggron, Slowking, Nihilego, Rotom Heat, and Como.
So, okay, if you were to ask, okay, there was one point in this match where I think Waka was up 5-3, and then this Komodo gets crit by a Zapdos Brave Bird, and you may ask yourself, does the crit matter? And in this case, it does, because it was a fully defensive Komodo, and that's really unfortunate, because then once the Komodo goes down, it's like nothing else on this team like holds back the Zapdos. Like Slowking can't handle Brave Bird, and very slowly then, because like at this point there's no offense on Waka's team. It's like this like semi-stall balance squad. Like it's Nihilego, sure, but it was never in a position between the Ferrothorn and the Porygon 2 to ever get like super offensive. Whereas like Victini can run ham, and yeah, I think it's just too much once the crit happened. If the crit didn't happen, then I think Zapdos goes down much quicker, and like without that bit of offense there at the end, because let's just see what happened, because I want to say yeah, Mega Diancie then just proceeds to clean up.
Yeah, like Slowking is really the only check on Mega Diancie on.
And it's really tough, because you're gonna take unless you're like AV, you take 40 to 50%, and that like 20% drop to special attack means like you don't even necessarily KO in return.
Yeah.
So like if you get rocks or spikes up, which I think I want to say Soul got rocks up. Oh, and there was also a bit earlier where I think the Tornadus Therian had like Iron Tail, but like once that was scouted out, wasn't as strong. Like it didn't lure in the Mega Diancie, but anywho.
You think Hurricane or U-turn Diancie comes in?
Yeah, Komodo went down a little early, and that's kind of what it came down to. All right. Last and certainly not least, we have the match between Zeke and Liger. Let's see what we got here. Here on Zeke's side, we have the Urshifu Rapid Strike, the Seismitoad, Mandibuzz, Tornadus, Tapu Koko, and Meloetta.
And Liger brought the Scizor, the Latias, Comfey, Chestnut, Gliscor, and Cinderace.
Alright, so I mean it's been a shtick all season, so if I were Liger, I'd be expecting some type of like rain nonsense. Luckily, I think Chestnut handles Urshifu Rapid Strike like perfectly well.
And Seismitoad for that matter.
Yeah, and Seismitoad, so like you have this mon to stop the rain. It doesn't look like there's a good Sun version of this team. Like he's run Sun before, but like these aren't the mons to do it. No. So like Chestnut feels okay. And like just keeping the
answer either.
Yeah, there's no real Comfey answer. So if you're set up Comfey, which most people are in draft, you just need to like get in on the Mandibuzz or something, and then start Calm Minding. And Seismitoad needs to be low, because that's like the biggest thing to threaten you out, because you're neutral against it, and you don't want to get like toxic and like. But that's really its only concern. Yeah, there's actually nothing here to stop the Comfey.
And I guess like Heat Wave Tornadus is really your only scissor answer.
It direct scissor answer, but in the rain,
Yeah.
like Urshifu Rapid
True.
Strike will demolish it. Same thing with Seismitoad in the rain.
Right.
Outside
But
of
then
rain,
if you
it's
have Chestnut,
kind of
there's like
even.
no reason to bring scissor in either.
Yeah. So
Like on Urshifu or Seismitoad.
and yeah, it's Comfey. it's the Comfey show. Tornadus goes down, setting up rain like it's done the last couple times, and then the rain doesn't break between the Latias and the Chestnut, and then Comfey sets up and.
I believe he was accidentally not triage Comfey as well.
Yeah, he used Flower Veil, which may have worked out because Meloetta hit it with. It was AV Meloetta, and it hit it with about like 12 Relic songs or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like that Monopoly card bank error in your favor, collect $10. In this case, because of the mons that happen to be brought, yeah, Flower Veil's like a bank error in your favor, so. Surprise.
Surprise, you win 5-0.
Yeah. Alright. So we're going to take this time, we're going to pop into our featured match between Rock and Crimfinity. So here on Rock's side, we have the Greninja, we have the Copper we have the Thunderous Volt Absorb 1, Etherean, yeah. The Grand Bull, the Mega Mile, yeah, it's Mega Mile, yeah. And Sabrina.
And on Crimfinity's side, we have the Urshifu, the Swellow, Scizor Mega, I believe?
No, it's Mega Altaria.
Mega Altaria, Necrozma, and Swampert.
So, ooh. Alright, this is kind of a tough matchup here for Rock in that, like, this Granbull's like doing double duty to like check the Urshifu. But like
he has some Mawile too, so the dual fairies.
Mawile needs to kind of stay healthy to be able to do damage like either to the Mega Altaria.
I know it's like a meme at this point, but the Mawile answer really the Mawile doesn't really have a great matchup here.
No.
Like it's not doing much offensively to anything unless you bring like play rough on Urshifu.
Yeah, you almost need it in on the Necrozma just to like start getting attacks off, or in straight on the Urshifu. But let's get into the match. 3, 2, 1, go. So we have a League Greninja going up against Swellow. Yeah, immediate switch out into the Caparaja. And we see lefties, so it's not AV. But you maybe already knew from the calc. But we've got rocks, and we've got rocks. So we've got double rocks. I wonder if we see a rapid spin here. Okay. Rapid spin, you scout the helmet. Thunderous comes in on the T-Fog, and alright.
We don't have rocks anymore.
Don't have rocks anymore. But that's a good Thunderbolt, especially probably packing Grass Knot, but like that's a lot of damage on the Scizor. Whew, 41%.
Going for the Super Fang set, probably losing more health than it took away from the Scizor.
Yeah. Alright. But like, or do you trade? No, okay. So we see the Fire Punch. Alright, show me Grass Knot. There it is, but it's a Rindo. Ooh, I love seeing Rindo Berry.
Gets the Toxic off.
I don't like the Toxic. You could have Ice Beam or something that would definitely KO the Thunderous there.
Yeah,
so I'm not a big fan of the Toxic.
It got like one attacking turn and it didn't do too much to it.
Cotton Guard. Alright, that's kind of cute actually. Well, it was cute. I like the idea. Okay, so we're just sacking the Granbull here, which is fine. You got nothing better. You can't switch the... Yeah, the Copperage is needed. Heavy Slam. Okay, so... Now this becomes the trade war of like what takes what. So you're gonna sack something here to the. I'm not sure about the wicked. Oh, okay, no. I'm more sure about the wicked blow now. All right, so we trade. Here comes in this. Not the swallow. Okay.
Totemize.
See, that's a really bold move for Crimfinity because you don't know if like you have the. I'm more confused. You don't know about the sucker punch. Okay, so it's all up to Kaparaja. Can you Oko? Sheer force boosted heavy slam? No. 95.
The last like 10 turns of basically just
trading off KOs. I'm actually I'm gonna jump back a few turns here. So Kaparaja, against that you switch in the Maw Isle. And the Maw Isle takes the Wicked Blow. Like that's fine. Player off KOs back. Cool. That makes sense. Send in the Necrozma here. Okay, so I can actually see why you wouldn't necessarily send the Swallow in. Because like you can Heat Wave or you can Boom Burst. And Boom Burst isn't gonna kill the Maw Isle, and you will definitely die to Ironhead. So I think you've shown yourself to be Scarf already. So like if you Scarf and if you do the Heat Wave against Greninja, then Dark Pulse spam will just win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So alright, it all
they kind of needed the Autotomize.
Yeah, no, this is I like this play. Alright, so we're breaking it down. The Autotomize here. I think we show. The Autotomize is playing to win. Like, yeah, you may just lose to the Sucker Punch there if they go for it, but I don't think they had it. This is a neat way to get your weakness policy procced, like going for the Moonlight.
Yeah.
It's not quite enough, but Swell is
they win in the end, so
yeah, Swell is able to take it. We find out later it's only Boom Burst on the Swallow. There's no Heat Wave. But so it's really
needed.
I'll let the match finish out. Really well done by Crimfinity to snag that W.
Very close.
I'm not sure a match could be any closer. Maybe if this was 1% instead of 5%, but
maybe
still,
next week.
Yeah, well done. All right, let's pop over to our standings here for Gary. Here at top, undefeated is Soul with his Vancouver Pavilions. He's been having a heck of a season, especially after winning our Cucumber Cup. So he's standing at 6-0, followed very closely though by Helix Fossil at 5-1. And we have a few 4-2 teams, and then 4 more 3-3 teams, and then 2 2-4. So like, still very much in the hunt.
Yeah, there's Soul representing well. He was promoted this season, so showing you might have to promote him again.
Yeah, I mean, I welcome him. Like, so. All right. Let's take a look at these skill leaders here. Standing solely at the top is Mega Deontay, and that's really cool. Mega Deontay is a cool mon. It's a great breaker. At least yeah, I always play it as a breaker. I never actually get KOs with that mon. I think I've had it like 3 seasons, and it has like 12 KOs, and it's over like 25 games or something, you know?
Soul did that in 6.
Yeah, so...
He did get 3 this week, so that vaults him up to the top, but...
I mean, you get him how you can, like...
Yeah.
So... It's well done. Followed very closely, we have the Mew and the Sui and Gudra. These are both Shuriken's mons. I think the loss this week kind of slowed down their progression up the list, but like...
Kind of weird to see Sui and Gudra up there.
Yeah, you know, McGee and I keep talking about it. Like it just keeps showing up. Like, what are you gonna do? Like showing up and getting KOs, but Heliolisk is at the bottom there at rounding out number 10. Everything else kind of makes sense. I like seeing no Obstagoon does not make sense. It's got 9 KOs.
9-1.
Maybe that's probably why Waka lost is he didn't bring the
They
Obstagoon.
bring Obstagoon. Yeah.
We've cracked it. Okay.
You did say his team was too defensive, so Obstagoon helps that for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% the only truth. Like, only bring offense. When's the last time a defensive mon is like O-code any other mon? See? GG. Point made. Me, I don't. That's right. Unless you're the Detroit Lions.
Then the best offense is an offense, and defense doesn't matter, and you're going to lose 38-35 every week.
Oh well. Anywho.
Makes for good TV.
Hey, we're gonna move into Master now. Which, you know, some would say it's the worst division, and I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, we have P. McGee, a known cheater, as the reigning champion, and
you have Dr. Geo.
If you don't schedule by Tuesday, Dr. Geo will just claim both wins. So.
No, it's not even claiming wins anymore. I'm pretty sure it's called claiming Geos. I think I saw A12 and you and a few other people parroting that. I like it.
We could make a play on geocaching if we wanted to.
Lots of things you can do. Alright, so this first match is between the Kiki Kartanas and Cleveland Clamp Pearls. This is our featured match of the week. So we're just going to move on to the next. Alright, this is my match between myself, the Columbus Glade, and Jidon. Jidon with the Heat Sets Inc. So we're going to take a look here. I brought the Nidoking, the Corviknight, Urshifu, Single Strike, Larry, Mega Diancie, and Blissey.
And on Heat Sets Inc., we have the Galarian Zapdos, Garchomp, Roserade, Greninja, Lantern, and Caparajah.
So I can talk about this a little bit. You can give a little more insight. I kind of, you know, just did a quick 15-minute prep. Everything seemed normal. Jadon came to play. We had Thunder Lantern with Soak to catch the Blissey, but like I was not expecting like attack invested Lantern. And Corviknight paid the price. It did like 70% or something to Corviknight, and like it got a paralyzed just to add insult to injury. Like it didn't need it. Like it was already like Corviknight has to be healthy this match for the Zapdos. And like you look at the calc, uninvested Volt Switch does like 30 to my Corviknight. So who cares? And then I made a few silly plays. Like the match starts off really well with some U-turns into what isn't a bulky Roserade. So Roserade goes down real early, but it just it doesn't matter. Because once the Corviknight goes down, this Zapdos has free reign. Yeah, he takes it 4-0. Chomp gets 2 kills. Chomp had a... Do you know the name of the fairy berry? Is it Babiri?
The worst at berries, but Babiri sounds correct. So
Babiri's either that or the steel one. I don't remember. But he had the fairy berry, so it caught out the Mega Diancie, and like, yeah, I should have known better. But so
Babiri is in fact steel.
Okay, Rosalia berry, something like that. So like the Chomp goes down, and then I'm missing like Nidoking and Mega Diancie off the bat, and like, those are the breakers this match. So
you only play half your matches, so you must get double hacks in all of those matches. With
there was no hacks this game.
Like, Thunder Pharaoh was really the only thing.
But... Yeah, there was no hacks this match. Jidon just came to play and like out prepped and outplayed. It's no way to win a match if you're outplayed and out prepped. But anywho, well done to Jidon. He's been having one heck of a season, really kind of making his presence known in the league, and I love to see it.
He was the one that expressed concern that he was like outclassed in this division, wasn't he? At the beginning of the season?
Don't think so.
No, there was like I just remember one person in Master that was like concerned they were like overplaced. It might have been Spike.
Yeah, that's a special occasion though. We can talk about it offline. Why do we say that in today's day and age? Like, if you're just gonna talk about something like not on Teams but through email, we say we'll talk about it offline. It's dumb. Anywho, no need to get on that soapbox. All right, next up we have the match between the Potown Puikamukus, coached by Cheats McGee, going up against the Miami Delphox, coached by Fac Luigi. Let's see what we got here. We have the on P McGee's side, we have the Tornadus Therian, Hippowdon. It's supposed to be a Mega Gardevoir, which kind of spoils the match, but maybe just a little bit. Dracovish, Rotom Heat, and Cleaver.
For the Delphox, you have Mega Gallade, Toxtricity, Zapdos, Gourgeist, Kyurem, and Empoleon.
So, alright. What stops Dracovish? Empoleon? Gourgeist? I guess Gourgeist can kind of hold up. Because, like, he likes the sand mode, so... But, like, it eventually goes down. And then there's Outrage sets, too, which just do a ton of damage. So, I don't know, this is really tough for Fac. He's got to get some early kills, and like if you can get the Hippowdon down, then Dracovish isn't all that scary with its ban. Like Gallade almost always kills it. Toxtricity may always kill it. Kyurem definitely kills it. Got that ×4. Freeze Dry.
Yeah.
But
in the sand with Sand Rush, and it's just not looking too good for anything really.
Yeah, so I'll click it. Yeah, Dracovish just kind of goes off this match. It's a little spoiled by seeing the Gardevoir not Mega Evolved, which means it didn't have to. And usually
theoretically, it could also come in and get killed on a switch in before.
Yeah, that does happen. More often than not, it just means it never touched the field. There was one like brain dead moment for Fac where Dracovish is locked in the Outrage, and he goes for the Sword Stance on Mega Gallade and then just dies. It's like, oh, oops. What are you gonna do?
It was a power play.
Yeah. Alright, next up, here we have the Thunders from Down Under, as coached by Sparky, going up against the Sunset Solrocks, coached by Gradual. Here on the Thunders Down Under side, we have the Ursaluna, Heracross, Slowking, Drapion, Clefable, and Serperior.
And for the Solrock, we have Megalopunny, Rotom Wash, Weavile, Decidueye, Arcanine, and Coughing.
Okay, so this is kind of cool to me, because there's a lot of, like, so the Trick Room Ursaluna, is coming. So now it's kind of up to Tides, or Gradual, to say, like, how he's going to deal with it. And this is going to be a little more spoiler, because I don't think I would have been clever enough to play around through it like Tides did, so I just want to give the credit where credit's due on this. Tides plays around the Trick Room really well, and that is Coughing is slower than Ursaluna. So he can easily switch into a Facade, and then Pain Split, and Ursaluna is, constantly taking Chip, and it gets really hard, and like with Levitate, got nothing else to hit the Coughing other than Facade. That brings in Decidueye. Decidueye obviously resists both, but like it'll die to an Ice Punch, and that's where Rotom Wash comes in. Or even Arcanine, because Arcanine can switch in to the Ice Punch, and then you get the Intimidate drop, and you can kind of see where this is going, right? So
yeah, he has to pivot around a lot, but has potential outs for all of it. So there's got to be some predictions involved.
Right. But if you can do that, then all of a sudden, like when you're not in Trick Room, Weavile goes in real hard here. Like you have to guess right. Like Serperior dies, Clefable dies. Slowking is not Slowbro, and like if it's not Helmet, even Triple Axle's gonna probably do more than what the Regenerator bonus is gonna be. And Lopunny goes crazy here too. Like Scarf Heracross is probably the best way to handle it. So like Lopunny goes crazy. So let's see how things play out here. Yeah, and Gradual takes this like 2-0. Like
I mean, even with the playing around, Ursaluna still got 3 kills.
Yeah, because eventually, like, it got to be like the
Pokemon.
after once it's the second. So like what it was the ebb and flow of the match. So the match starts off with early Trick Room, and like no progress is made. So you get in the Weavile, you get the Lopunny, you get the Arcanine in. Oh, it starts off really silly to start with. Turn 1, Arcanine, Toxic, Slowking, while Slowking sets up Trick Room. And then Slowking teleports away, and then Arcanine teleports away, because under Trick Room, Arcanine has a slow teleport. It's really silly. It didn't really affect the outcome of the match, but just silly. Yeah, so like Trick Room goes off. Ursaluna just doesn't make any progress. Like doesn't like it does damage and stuff, but it doesn't get like 2 KOs or something in the first Trick Room. So then, you know, Weavile and Lopunny and stuff are able to come in. Weavile hits the Clefable for like 60% with a triple axle, like basically crippling that. Superior goes down real early.
Yeah, it doesn't really have a great matchup here.
And so then one in the like the second Trick Room, then all of a sudden Ursaluna starts picking up some KOs, but there's not enough left in the tank for the team as a whole to like withstand another volley of attacks and stuff from Weavile Lopunny to get a third Trick Room set up to like finish the job. Because even though I think it does get the third Trick Room set up, Arcanine's able to like pivot in to get enough Intimidate drops. Oh, that's on the Heracross at the end. I think it was a Scarf Heracross at the end. But because Arcanine was still healthy enough, it just, you know, didn't take as much damage. But so it's really well played by Gradual to like kind of blunt the Ursaluna. Like the 3-0 may imply that it was something of a close game. I don't think it was all that close. But maybe misremembering. So really well done. Alright, coming up next, here we have the LA Nidokings, coached by Black117, going up against the Lake Michigan Leafeons, coached by Spike. So let's see what we've brought here. Here on Black's side, we have the Mega Aerodactyl, the Mew, the Vaporeon, Machamp, Nidoqueen, and Hydreigon.
And Spike brought the Mega Scizor, Infernape, Gliscor, Rotom-Mow, Florges, and Goodra.
Yeah, it's just normal Goodra. So this was like the one Master match I didn't watch, but this was pretty close. So like, Mega Arrow really struggles with Mega Scizor. Yeah, you have Fire Fang, but like, that's kinda it. Because like Bullet Punch is always going to KO you, and against the Mega Aerodactyl you should be prioritizing rocks if you are going to set up some type of hazard. Infernape struggles against the Nidoqueen, oddly enough. Like it's fine against Nidoking, can't do much against Nidoqueen. Like it's got Earthquake. Maybe that's your best bet, is like you do like a Sword Stance Earthquake and just hope it's not Shuka. I'm guessing Machamp has Ice Punch. Do you know?
I would assume as much.
Yeah, it's a Gen 1 fighting type. It's got all the elemental punches. I mean, Gen 1 psychic types get all the elemental punches.
So... Gen 1 ghost types get all the elemental punches.
So, actually, that'd be pretty silly for Machamp to be the one to not get it. But I figure he does. Each fist gets one of them, and then the last one gets like a Focus Punch or something.
He does, in fact, get Mega Punch, and Focus Punch, and Ice Punch, and Fire Punch.
All the punches. Okay, yeah, so Gliscor isn't the like super free. And like Florges isn't even like a good switch into Machamp, because if you're running the Guts set, like Guts Facade, I feel like would just murder a Florges.
Yeah, Florges is more specially bulky anyway, so...
Yeah, I feel like, so that isn't... Right, so like, what, you're switching, like, Goodra? Probably running it's probably running Fire Punch for Scizor and Rotom, so... I don't know, this actually looks like a great Machamp week.
Yeah, so standard Guts Facade Machamp does 63.8 to 75.2 to max defense Florges.
Ooh. Yeah, and then Mew can just do whatever it wants. Mega Aerodactyl could set up. Like, once the Scizor goes down, And I think between Hydreigon, Machamp, and Nidoqueen, maybe even the Mew, you got enough to take the Scissor down. Alright, yeah, it's a 3-0. Vaporeon and Hydreigon picking up the kills. I'm wondering if this was the Calm Mind Vaporeon.
Everyone knows that Vaporeon is an offensive monster.
With Calm Mind, it is. So, yeah, because, like, there's nothing here to really stop a Vaporeon once it sets up.
Like, if, you got, like, Rotom Mow, but...
like, you just...
You have...
like, so you Calm Mind... If you Calm Mind as the Vaporeon, or as the Rotom Mow's coming in... And... So you can, but you can probably throw the Wish off. I bet at +1 if you're a bulky Vaporeon to start with. Leaf Storm may not KO unless it's like Specs or super offensive invested. Because you're really especially defensive anyway. Yeah, and then you get your Wish back, and it's at -2, and then you just keep setting up, and then next time it comes in, it can't do nothing.
Yeah, now you're plus whatever you want to be, and nothing can happen.
Yeah, so okay, I can see it, but I mean it still looks like it was decently close enough. Machamp didn't go off like I thought it would at the team preview, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe just tanking a lot of hits from like Infernape early. But well done from Black and well done to Spike. Alright, moving on to this next match. This is between the South Bend Snoms. Wombat took over the Detective Butters team for us, the King Choodles, which I'll miss the logo. I really like that logo. But Wombat's going up against the Republic City Firefirsts, coached by Cloud9. Here on Wombat's side, we have the Mega Houndoom, the Landorus, Enamorous Therian, Hisuian Lilligant, Torkoal, and Slowbro.
And Claude brought the Tapu Koko, the Tyrantrum, Landorus Therian, Blastoise Mega, and Victini and Sneasler.
Another week, another great matchup for Sneasler. Well, I guess Lando kind of stops it, but it's not a defensive Lando, so who cares? Like, it's kind of
Lando and, like, down. Slowbro, I guess.
Yeah, the Slowbro can. The Slowbro's got to be a little careful with switching. It's got Night Slash and stuff, so like, or Shadow Claw. So after Sword Stance, it isn't like if you're chunked, Slowbro isn't amazing. But
Wombat's got some interesting mons though. I don't see Mega Houndoom, and then the two Hisuian mons are both relatively underused, I would say.
Well, Enamorous Therian isn't underused. It's just bad.
Right, that's what I mean. Like
Hisuian Lilligant's good as long as your attacks hit. Like the hustle mode, which it may not be running. It may be chlorophyll, with the Torkoal.
Yeah, the Torkoal.
But like the with hustle, it can do some serious damage. I had to use a fully defensive Gliscor to even stand up to it. So let's see what happened. Like if you can stand up to the Sun mode, I think eventually you take this. Like Tyrantrum kind of goes crazy here with Head Smash after a D-Dance. Like Slowbro doesn't want to take that.
I don't think anything in the game wants to take that.
Oh. Yeah, Sneasler gets 4 KOs, Tapu Koko gets 2.
And Tyrantrum does nothing, just as you predicted.
It goes crazy with this one move. But... Ain't nothing gonna happen. It's just the way it works out. So well done to Claude. He's been having one heck of a season too. And thanks for Wombat for taking over the team. I think the way Wombat put it is they want to do silly Sun mode. So.
Hey, Chlorophyll will get coming in then.
And it didn't do all that much.
They're still warming it up, you know?
Yeah. Alright. Last and certainly not least, this was a forfeit for A12. Did I have it in there? Yeah. So Huiku's had to drop just to take care of some personal things. So A12 takes the win. And with that, we're going to hop into our featured match. This is a match between Yahoodles and Noir. So here on Yahoodle's side, this is the meme team where First 3 or 4 months were all huge power mons. But he's got this Wellis, the Celesteela, Thunderous, Diggersby, Mega Maw, and a Zoomerol.
And on Nor's side, we have the Dragapult, the Heatran, the Rillaboom, the Ditto, the Comfey, and the Keldeo. A much more traditional-looking draft team.
So, there's not much to talk about here. This is kind of like a silly set of matchups anyway, so we're just gonna get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. So we have a Thunderous Therian going up against the Dragapult. Yeah, you switch out just in case it's Scarf, which maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's not. This is a leftover Dittos, but is all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, I was expecting Scarf.
Yeah, I mean that's normal, but like if you can get away with it, like it's not bad.
They did not, in fact, get away with it.
No. All right, so Yahoodles is just going ham with the Thunderous. It's just hitting whatever it can in front of it. Well, Training Kiss does quite a lot to Mawile, actually, even being resisted. But yeah, good knockoff. You don't get burned. Life's good. Bit weird of a switch in for Diggersby here. But good chance to pick the KO. Here comes Rillaboom. If you're set up, now's the free time to do it. Now the thing is, this may be Sap Sipper or Zoomerol.
The way they come in, it makes me think it is Sap Sipper.
Yeah.
Because, like, why would you come in
switch it in
if you were a huge power? But it ends up not matter.
Even at +4, that's a little shocking that it KOs. Oh, it's Drain Punch. I need to run Drain Punch more with the Sword Stance Rillaboom. I always forget it has Drain Punch. I go straight to the superpower. So, alright, yeah, we saved the Rillaboom. We've traded 2 for 2 here. And the Magma Storm picks up another KO. But it's time. This Wellis. Oh my goodness. This has got to be banned, right?
Well, it's Hustle boosted.
Wait, Wellis has Hustle?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's its only ability.
It's not its daddy. It doesn't have Levitate. Okay.
Yeah, it's got legs.
So I can hustle. Okay, so Celesteela comes in. It has a Grassy Seed. So it's automizing. Got the setup. Automizes again. We have another Drain Punch. Yeah. No Grassy Glide. We didn't want to try for it. Maybe it doesn't KO. But Acrobatics definitely KOs. And we're rolling
attack
here.
Boosting Steela.
We're rolling here. Acrobats. Heavy Slam Acrobats. Oh my goodness. Alright, I love it. I love it. I love the Celesteela. It's tough to say at +2. Because it was only +2, right? It wasn't... Yeah, okay, it was just +2. At +1.5 defense... I don't know. I really don't know. It's so hard to say.
And it didn't reveal the 4th move, so it could have been Grassy Glide.
It's Grassy Glide. You're running Grassy Glide because you're running Rillaboom. It's what makes it good, you know? If you're not gonna run Grassy Glide, just go play a different grass type mon. Okay, anywho, enough of that. That was really cool from the... I really like the Celesteela set. We're gonna pop over to our standings here, and taking a look, we have Black sitting up at top with a nice 6-0, followed closely by Gidon with 5-1 of +14. These are great showing.
2 very good records.
Yeah, a few teams here at 4-2 between Claude, McGee, Yahoodles. Yahoodles with the meme team at 4-2, and then Gradual and Fact Luigi round out our potential playoff teams. There's 2 other teams at 3-3. I'm not a real one because I haven't actually won a real game yet. So
which is wild. Like the longer this goes on, the crazier it gets.
Like if I somehow go 4 or 5 wins this season with under the same circumstances, I don't even know. It can't keep happening, right? Well, I mean it could, but like anywho, let's jump over here, and Larry Division showing y'all how to do a
kill
leaders, because here we have Dracovish and Ursaluna at 19 and 17 KOs respectively,
which is disgusting.
It's disgusting, but these are two teams that are built around these two mons. And McGee made some trades where now he has an Arctizult as well. So the amount of KOs Vish is picking up is going to go down each week.
Ursaluna for kill leader.
Yeah, Ursaluna's... Sparky may miss playoffs, but Ursaluna will have like 30 KOs, so that's kind of cool.
That's what really matters.
So anywho, that's kind of it. There's like Machamp's chilling on the list, which is, I mean, there's a lot of other 6 KO mons.
Yeah,
who cares about them?
I'm all in for Machamp in the top 10.
Everything else makes sense on the list, like
yeah.
To the point. Or Moltres
Galar, yeah, is a little high.
You don't normally see it there, so I'm happy to see it there. But yeah, everything else kind of looks normal. So, but like what? Take a look. We've been going on for 90 minutes now, so we should wrap this up. But yeah, these are your standings. If you've made it with us this far, I want to thank you all for watching. Hysterically, thank you for hanging out tonight. This was so much fun. Let's see it again next week.
Yeah, same time next week.
Yeah. Once again, I've been Dr. Geo. With me is
Hysterically.
And we will see you all next week. Peace.